Well, folks, welcome back to one of the GOATs of Hoi 4, the Great War Redux, one of my favorite mods, and it's just been updated. Let's check it out. There's been a big update for Germany.
Why should I believe you? You're Hitler! No! Ava Braun, help me!
So let's see if it's any good. Historical AI with Iron Man mode on, and let's find out if we can win the Great War and if we can carry Austria on our backs doing it. Obviously, you want to check out the new focus. Oh, that is a new focus tree. The new focus tree, so it looks smaller, or maybe that's just me misremembering it. Let's start by ushering in the Wilhelmine era. This last Kaiser of Germany fired Bismarck, and he'll live to regret it. Unless we can fix things. There's also some new stuff here. We have the Bundesrat, because the German Empire is more of a collection of countries in a trench coat instead of just one unified country. We all have to vote on things. Obviously, Prussia being the biggest one has the biggest votes, so we then have to convince enough of the others to go along with whatever policy we want to push. And I might be thinking, so democracy of sorts. No. It doesn't mean I convince everyone of my argument. No. It means I bribe Bavaria and I bribe Thuringia, and with their votes combined with my votes, being, Prussia, I can do whatever I want and I can ignore everyone else. Let's see, let's negotiate with the Kingdom of Bavaria, and then I can either build industry, infrastructure, or spend political power and consumer goods to make them vote with me. And I'm gonna build civs and infrastructure anyway, so let's just click that button. I'll invest in your infrastructure. Sure. I will do the same with Thuringia. Where is Thuringia hiding? Thuringian states. And then further on down here, we have the Reichstag. This is politics at its finest. There's a parliament. There's elections every X amount of days. I'm guessing this is every couple of years. Yeah. I believe we are the centrists. We are the... Yeah. And we have to convince other parties to vote with us if we want to impose any sort of law. Probably involves spending political power or giving political concessions to get the leftists or the rightists or the neutrals, despicable neutrals, to vote with us and then push laws through that way. Okay, let's see how terrible this country really is. We start off with an army, and it looks big enough. Now, I have the fortune of hindsight. I know that we're going into World War I. The OGs here did not. So we'll start off with the obvious openers of industry and construction production. Engineering is ahead of time, so there's no real point in grabbing this. So let's work on artillery. We got field guns and howitzers. I believe howitzers have been rebalanced to not be shit anymore, so let's go and grab them. And I'll be using either Krupp or Rheinmetall. I have some Rheinmetall stock. Better make that pay for itself. Okay. And then construction. Like I said before, first off, we're trying to bribe some people. So we'll build in Bavaria and Thuringia. Bavaria wants some infrastructure. That's cool because I want their stuff. Franken is part of Bavaria. That'll do. And I want Thuringia. So where is Thuringia? I need to go find where Thuringia is. Over there. So you can have a civilian factory. Production. I'll need guns, yes. Support equipment, yes. I don't need that many field guns. I'm going to change my production around as far as field guns go. I want more artillery. I mean, more howitzers. All right, Germany sails a steady course. Powerful and ambitious. There's like 100 political power down here. Let's go grab that first. So we've built Bavaria's infrastructure. And in exchange, I have one influence with them, so they'll vote with me if I call them in on any issue presented to the Bundesrat. Does the Kaiser need more money? I can get 15 political power and more authoritarianism, which is good, or I can get 1% stability and more democracy. I think I want the stability in pretty much every case. Ooh. I can get Alsace-Lothringen accepted as cores. That's just a no-brainer. Obviously grab that first. Free cores? Hell yeah. With that focus done, we can have our first piece of legislation voted on. So, looks like 49% of deputies will vote in favor of this just right off the bat. It's a centrist law, so all center deputies will say yes, and small portions of the other factions will also vote with it. So let's click that button. and in 21 days, this is either going to pass or fail. Currently, it's going to fail, but I can still sway more people. Now, the math tells me I just need to sway a very small amount of people, so I can sway the neutral deputies. So the law on the constitution for Alsace-Lorraine has passed the Reichstag and is now in the Bundesrat. So I have to click that button and then get people to vote with me. I currently only have Bavaria's vote and then some extra influence. Basically, I have some 10 points from focuses that I can also spend as if I had individual influence. I'm gonna wait for this to finish, and then I should have enough to not have to use my savings, and I can get that law passed. It completes in a couple of days. All right, it's complete. We now have a favor from Bavaria to call in and a favor from Thuringia. Let us do the law for the Constitution of Alsace-Lorraine. We have 30 days to get it passed. Huzzah! We have the votes. All I had to do was bribe 2 member states. Is this how federal government works? It feels like the way federal government works. And in 30 days, this law will pass, and then Alsace and Lothringen will become cores of the German Empire. Glorious. Truly glorious. 3 hurrahs for Germany indeed. We have a little bit of army experience. Let's make some changes to the template. Like, this is the main infantry template. It's too big. I'll take Landwehrdivision and we'll strip some out until we get to down 18 width is my preferred basic infantry for the front lines. And we'll slap on Engineers Company. Is this the best we can do? Probably not, but it's gonna have to do. And then everything currently in the field, these 48 divisions will convert into Landwehrdivision. That's going to save up a lot of equipment. And then the fresh ones we deploy will also be switched over, after which we'll just decommission the Infanterie Division. There's that rebellion I mentioned way at the start. This is why I have 2 ships here. To crush the Sockers rebellion, I need to have 2 ships in the Bismarck Sea. Okay then. Goodbye. I can either get base stability or political power. Obviously, we'll take the stability. And that is another rebellion crushed under the German jackboot. Yes. Now, we're heading towards another election in like a year or 2, and I'd like to get more of the vote. Now, I believe that you get more of the vote by having your own political leaning be more popular. So I'm gonna spend some political power, not on a high command or anything. I can go up the recruitment law. Going to free trade's really not that valuable. What I think I want to do is spend a little time doing press censorship and solidifying control. Next up, we also have the Employment Agency Act and Imperial Insurance Code to pass into law. Let's leave the legislation for what it is for now and work on our colonies. Germany has some colonies. The quicker we can get them running at optimal efficiency, the better. We need to work on is the Navy. If we are to meet Britain on an equal footing, we will need a large Navy. Since war is quite a ways off and I have plenty of time to work on other things, I'm going to spend a little bit of army experience granting political loyalty. Next stop, fleet in being. Massive production bonuses for heavy ships and just dockyard output overall. All we have to do is expand the high seas fleet by 4 battleships. You know, do we go all in on ships? I think I have to channel my inner Wilhelm here, and I need my high seas fleet. All right, we'll pass another laws. So the next couple of years is just going to be me passing laws through the Reichstag and the Bundesrat. I've had to kiss a lot of asses, but I think we can get the 5th Fleet Act passed. We also have an upcoming election. I need to make sure that we get more support, so I don't need people's help to pass laws. All right, let's get the 5th Fleet Act through the Bundesrat. I need just Bavaria and Thuringia. That's literally all the people I need. And since we are going Navy, Marines. Oh, gotta send someone to Morocco. We got a crisis brewing. Time to send a ship. Gunboat diplomacy at work. A little bit of political power, though. And speaking of gunboats, I want more gunboats. Full steam ahead. 4 new dreadnoughts. Yes, please. I need to go up to early mobilization as well. The world is getting a little more tense. Great. Financial crash. I've only lived through several of those already. You have 1 month to back down or Germany will be driven off the gold standard. Also, we're not quite as progressive as we thought. Oh, that's nice. Do I back down from Morocco? I don't know what happens if I don't back down, but might as well. I cannot tackle this right now. We're also going to tackle some of our urbanization crises. Right, negotiating with France over the problem of Morocco. Fine, French Congo it is. Germany's disgrace. Oh, so now the people are angry that we're trying something? Fine. At least we've resolved the Agadir crisis. No war this year then, and our industry has somewhat recovered. We have an economy again, huzzah, and we have a little bit of extra land down here. Now, considering this is a naval game, in spirit, if not in practice, the great battleship will be built, the super heavy battleship. Oh, the election ended and my gamble paid off. I have secured significantly more seats. I believe I have a majority. Wait, I really suck at math. I think I'm still short on a majority of just centrists. You know, I'll also suck up to the Russians a bit, see if they'll be nice to me, if I'm nice to them. Time to pass some army laws as well. It's 1912, so in terms of construction, we're going to pivot heavily into mills. We're going to need to get that construction going, and we'll work our way down here to War Council, Rüstungswende, and I think quantitative war planning, just because more manpower is just always good if I can just postpone having to go up another law. This is too limiting. I mean, the stats on this look good, but the cost, though, is a severe reduction in manpower. This offers mostly manpower with a little bit of bonuses on top. And all the way on the right, traditional Prussian war planning doesn't really offer that much. It switches some leaders around. Great. Doesn't matter. This doesn't matter. These are nice, but 5% attack and 15% breakthrough look good on paper. But in this mod, I don't think they'll work out for us. I think it's going to be quantitative. Quantitative. Yes. That one. Yeah, baby, we've built our battleships. The fleet in being is complete. Almost 200 ships. Oh, 39 battleships, 3 battle cruisers, 9 heavy cruisers, 57 light cruisers, and 90 destroyers. I'm gonna round that out with these last 4 heavies. Then we're gonna make a couple of 1910 destroyers that are a better version of the original destroyer. Just, you know, you always need more destroyers, I guess. And then some 1910 subs. Basic subs, always nice to have to harass the UK a bit. Baby, that's it. Super heavy battleship. Oh, more annoying choices to make. Equality will ensure their loyalty. Sure. Yeah, I keep telling yourself that. So yeah, the time has come to make that call. I'm gonna go with Heringa's new plan, I think. Oh, for God's sake, I send a small military mission to the Ottoman Empire because Lord knows they need it. And the Entente complains. They want me to restrict the German military mission. And if I do, Russia will intervene. Well, might intervene. Looking at the numbers, I'm not sure I'm ready for Russia to intervene. I'm willing to take a small hit. It will avert the crisis in the Middle East by making the army slightly smaller. Oh, great. Oh, the German garrison of Alsace-Lothringen is annoying the local Frenchmen. I know they're just Frenchmen, but there's no need to stoke the fires, boys. More trouble. Oh. Either I punish the guy or I don't punish the guy but take a massive stability hit. All right, Lieutenant, you get punished. Oh, now the army hates me for 2 years. Oh, come on. So we've run into a small snag. I'm gonna have to go up the service bar requirement. Extensive conscription and take the industry hit. The problem here is somebody messed this up a little bit. So the Military Expansion Act says recruitable population 2%, but it's actually wrong. You can see those are green numbers. Long story short, this is a yellow number, recruitable population 5%. The color doesn't matter, but what they point to does. Effectively, under the hood, if it has the yellow number, it means it's pointing to a national value. If it has this green number, it's pointing to a state value. This effectively does nothing because it's trying to use the value for a state having more recruitable population in it, and it is not working as a national spirit because obviously it's not going to work. Somebody messed this up. Long story short, I don't get my 2% recruitable pop. I need men because the war is coming, so mobilizing a little late, but mobilizing nonetheless. Well, Franz Ferdinand just got shot. I guess we are ready for war then. I have the Eastern Front manned-ish. I have the Western Front manned-ish. The Navy is set to protect my coast, and I'm ready for an adventure. My great battleship hull is not going to be ready for the war. It is the military procurement. Time and budget overruns are just a constant pain in my assholes.
He is pain in my assholes.
We'll deal with it. Also, Austria's an idiot. The July crisis just hit, which is, as you'd expect. People picking sides, it's gonna go the way that it always goes. But Austria then decides, you know what? I really hate Serbia. I'm not even going to consider the fact that Russia is also a threat. And I'm going to put literally my entire military on the Serbian border. You absolute moron, Franz Josef. I don't have the troops to garrison that front as well. Oh God, I'm still mobilizing men. Oh God. Oh, this is gonna go awful. I don't have reserves for this. Well, the Navy's ready. And what I can only describe as a moment of temporary insanity, I clicked Institute Press Censorship thinking, oh right, I just checked out Parliament. I got an election coming up in a couple of years. Yeah, maybe some censorship's in order. I just burned through all my political power doing that. I needed that to go to war economy. Peter Steele, you absolute moron. Also, I can't go to war economy. I need to implement war socialism. Are you shitting me? Who made this focus tree? Now, I have to railroad half my army to cover Austria's border. These guys will not have entrenchment. It's gonna be great. Yep. Serbia said no. My army is now on the border without organization or entrenchment. The entire Austrian military is outside Serbia. So I mean, this guy's probably sweating at least a little bit. Well, to war it is. Command is now formed. OHL. Oberkommando. Oberste Heeresleitung. Okay. The Great War. Austria. France. Russia. Great fun to be had by all. As expected, yeah, my guys don't have org. So this is going to be a little bit tight. But here, I think we might be able to pick a fight with the French. So we will assault French positions wherever possible. Forward! Destroy the French! Forward! Combat worker exploitation was cancelled. Oh, you're shitting me. Oh, and I'm stuck with this. Because I cannot have the Great War. Let's start the Dutch naval contract? No, support allied armies. Austria's gonna need it. They have forts. Level 5 forts. I hadn't seen though. Great. Well, I've just wasted my time. And in my hubris, once again, I have thrown away whatever chance we had at victory, I think. I guess I'm repositioning my offensive units to the Soviet front. Oh, sorry, the Russian front. All right, at least we're doing like good down here. We'll hold the offensive for a bit. So, yes, I think we've done it. We have fully encircled that Russian bit of land here. Now, the Russians have lost 600,000 men already. In any case, we have conquered Cameroon. The fall of Warsaw. Yeah, this breaks a bunch of stuff. Oh, and the UK's just been called into the war. Christmas truce. Truce my ass. Yeah, Britain's doing its naval blockade thing. We're gonna have to force a naval battle here or we're screwed. Yay, we won a naval battle. Oh no, we didn't. The Austrians did. Italy has promised not to go to war against the Central Powers. That's good. Oh, look at this. Beautiful. It's January 1915. The Austrians have not taken a single Serbian tile. Not a single one. All right, let's establish the Kingdom of Poland if and when we can. Hey, the Navy engaged. We sunk a ship. Well, looks like the Ottomans are in. All right, we've established the Kingdom of Poland. I could play as Poland, maybe later. Let me know in the comments if that's what you want to see. I'm just casually walking to Riga, I guess. Fine. Oh, Japan joined the Entente. Oh yeah, we're driving hard. So we'll take the Strait crossing as well as the port there. Oh, and we engaged. We engaged and I missed it. And the High Seas Fleet has won the day. Battle of the Danish Belts. This is basically our Jutland. And we have scored 11 battleship kills, 9 light cruiser kills, and 21 destroyers. All right, let's get across that strait. It's 12 Russian divisions dead. Okay, so submarines are incredibly busted. That is 26 lightships sunk by a single submarine squadron in the Bismarck Sea. Sending a submarine to Bulgaria. Sure? Oh, finally, because Bulgaria's in, Serbia's actually gonna fall to the Bulgarian army. It's gonna be real chill on the Western Front. Except if you're one of these starving Frenchmen in France. All right, this bit is not gonna hold. We're gonna pull these guys out. We are leaving. Oh, there you go. Serbia's capitulated June 1915. Only took you a year. Yes, by concentrating my elite forces in a part of the Russian line that is super weak because they don't have entrenchment, they're arriving very rushed. I might actually be able to slip through while they're still trying to reposition troops. They just don't have the divisions anymore. They lost too much of their army to really make a fist, and I can keep going. Yes! We're going for my beloved invasion of Hull. No. Yes, Hull. Well, sure took him long enough. The August Revolution. I guess we're finally getting rid of the Tsar. The collapse of the Russian autocracy. Huzzah! Oh, there goes Kiev. Look at that. Advancing on Moscow itself. October 1915. We have seized Moscow. Oh, there goes Finland. Alright, will we land in Hull? Ooh, they got a lot of divisions there, but mine are pretty good at what they're trying to do. I have naval bombardment, maybe? Beachhead secured? Alright, my troops have actually made it across, and we will crush Britain before they get too many men in position. We should be able to deal with this problem before it becomes an actual problem. We're right outside London. That is the Bolshevik coup. Yes. Okay, that should give me some peace in the area. The Finns are out. I'm still at war with Soviet Russia, but that will eventually go. I mean, yeah, that's going to go away when we get Brest-Litovsk, and then I'm going to pull the army out. We're actually even holding on to Africa. All right, we have the bread peace. All right, that's Ukraine in my hand, and they are going to give me bread, land, and peace. Okay, who's justifying on me now? Soviet Russia. Good luck. You have no army. The fall of London. Haha. Peace treaty with Russia. Yes. God, yes. What does that give us? Armistice between Russia and the Central Powers. I don't want to take that hit, so fine. We'll conclude the truce. I could free these people, Kingdom of Poland and the Duchy of Courland, and turn them into vassals. I could do with a couple of vassals. Italy wants to join our faction, huzzah! And the King of Spain joined the Entente. And there goes the UK. We're setting course for the south. The armistice on the eastern front has been broken. Fine. Operation Faustschlag. Click button. And wipe the Russians out then. Apparently they didn't want to negotiate in good faith. We'll have to just deal the final death blow. That is a bit annoying. I was hoping to free those troops up. Alright, the Russians want to negotiate again. And I am in France. Alright, the Chancellor Bethmann Hollweg has resigned. The military takes over. Just as in history, we're now pretty much ruled by the military. It is what it is. We'll make it work. Another Chancellor... What? Was I supposed to do something to get him in power? What's this? Loss of maritime control to the colonies. No, Graf von Spee. I guess that was to be expected. How am I even supposed to keep these chancellors in their seats if OHL is just going to take over every time? See if you can get to Paris. It would be funny if you could just march to Paris. They're very, very preoccupied with fighting all over the planet. It's done! 1916, the elite German army has won the war. The war is over. The Entente surrenders. Gott mit uns indeed. Victory of the Kaiserreich. I think we were like a month short. I could have kept the government in its seat if it was just another month. That's the Treaty of Brest-Litovsk concluded. Triumphant conclusion. The Endsieg is near. You have no idea how near. Territorial reparation of France. So I could take Brie and Gardermer, which is where? I don't even know where Gardermer is. It's probably that thing I genuinely don't know. All of the east side of the Maas. Yes, that's reasonable. Swedish occupation of Åland. Sure. Georgia asks for protection. Sure. Germany and the Central Powers are victorious. France and her allies will have to pay the prices. Okay. Why am I still at war with Spain? Anyway, that concludes this run of the German Empire. It was fun. Naval game is on point as Germany. You can get that high seas fleet action going. Unfortunately, some of it feels a little bit buggy. We're still at war with Japan. We're still at war with the Kingdom of Spain, even though they're no longer in factions. So little confused about that. So I think the peace conferences don't work exactly the way they should. And because of that, you're not going to be at peace, which is a problem. But yeah, I think the mod is still worth checking out. The new Germany update has its upsides, it has its downsides, but overall, it's an enjoyable experience. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video as well. I hope you will enjoy the next one too, and I hope to see you in the next glorious video on this channel. Goodbye.